Hey you guys, Class Wars Preliminaries coming up in about a minute or so. Um, just thought I would go over the skills I'm bringing real quick. It's the same skills as I was using last month. The only change I did was I switched out a Guardian rune instead of Amnesia. I'm not sure if that's really the way to go. Um, in some ways, I would love to bring Guardian and Amnesia if there weren't a 20-second cooldown between using runes, but there is. And I think Guardian and Amnesia are both runes that you would use very close to Awakening. So I don't think there's any point to bringing both of them, so I just have to pick one. And I'm going with the Bleed, which I like to use. And the big switch up with my Astrals is I'm not taking defensive ones and putting in Guardian Angel and Illusion. And this is basically my method to pull a win out of my butt against people who are stronger than myself. And we're starting up a little early. Sinclair, a level 64 player, or at least by her Templars, so it should be relatively quick. Alright, but yeah, so with the Astrals, decided not to go with defense. This is a little bit risky. Defense is pretty important in PvP play, but I wanted to get in definitely the reduced crits, and deflection really treated me well last month, so I want to keep that in. And I think illusion is another one of those things like deflection where it can just save you if you get lucky. And I think it's fun to play with a little bit of risk there, so I'll go with that. Today I just made my last 80 ring. I didn't have enough gold for it because I was kind of going back and forth. I'd been spending all this time doing Lich-Lair Nightmare, and then I read some stuff that that the Chinese Wartune had patched up the ability to stack these ignore MDefs. So I'm thinking that that I should just go with the rage consumption reduction. So hopefully by finals I can fully enchant that, and I still have two of the same trinkets, which I don't think is as big of a deal. So yep, that's that. Next fight coming up soon. I forgot to mention I'm using Aegis or Gaia, the refined Hades, and not Hercules. I just don't think Hercules stacks up very well in Mage PvP. I know it was popular last month because Aegis wasn't available. But I think in this case it's much better to go with a physical pet. I think Cerberus will be a big issue as well, but it's not that popular to build, which at this point I think is a little surprising. It might just be it's not as popular amongst the bigger cash players, and so I don't see as many of them. Should probably be a little bit more aggressive, but I think I'm okay anyway. This is the plan, to go into Sylph mode with a Guardian rune. And this Guardian rune is very, very OP. It reduces attacks by 50%, so if they strike with a Delphic on when you have Guardian rune on, it's just it reduces a lot. And I know there are advanced runes eventually, and they can go up to as high as like 70% reduction. It's very, very OP. Round 3, and I got a level 80 player, Blue Jade. Don't think I've encountered her anywhere that I can remember, so I don't have a great gauge, but she does have a Hercules. She's a level 80 player, so should at least proceed with a little bit of caution. Still in the earlier rounds, so but it's a bit of a toss-up. If you continue to win, you'll just continue to get the winners. You can't get very tough people very early. What to do? I think I'll just let this go. Do an auto attack, and then damnation. And she used a guardian rune as well. I'm not going to, but I think I'm fine. Here's the reduce MDef, but I also have a passive on Aegis that increases my MDef each time I attack, and that can stack up for 3 turns. So I'm hoping that's my ticket to the anti-Hercules power, because they can still do a lot of damage even though they're magical pets. Round 4, and we have somebody who just used a chaos on me, and also using Hades. Chaos didn't work the first. Well, it successfully hit me, but it didn't successfully make me chaos that first time or the second. So I got a little bit lucky here, but definitely looks like he's at a big disadvantage. He's going to Puri my damnation, and I'm just going to bleed him. The only problem about bringing this back is it doesn't it's not quite aggressive enough. It's very aggressive for using my Sylph, so getting in the damnation and being able to damnation and then Sylph. So really it's banking on doing a lot of power during the Sylph turns. But when I'm against weaker opponents, it actually means that I don't kill them as quickly. But that's okay. I didn't. I think last month during the prelims, I did bring Thunder early on instead of Damnation just to kill people faster, and then I realized that I was getting some pretty strong opponents within the 4th or 5th rounds, and I didn't like that I wasn't using the spec I wanted to be using, so I just got that idea out. So it's round 5, and my my options for people I'm fighting should be narrowing to a pretty tough crowd. Though this person just took a lot of damage from my Rain of Fire, so maybe not quite yet. But she does have a Cerberus, so regardless, that'll do quite a bit of damage. Maybe doing damnation a little bit early, but it's okay. I'm gonna use a Rain of Fire and then Awaken and get my Guardian Rune in. Definitely for PvP situations, this is a skill you're going to want to master. Is being able to use your rune after you Sylph. You know what? At the beginning, I didn't show my resistances. I pretty much have everything. I usually have light resistance, but now all of them are like this. Well, not all level 5s, but dark, electro, and fire. And I let the light res go because there are very, very few people who use Apollo and Mage class wars, and if they do, it's usually not the top players that are going to be a huge threat to me. So really just protecting against fire, electric, and dark. Dark and electric being the main ones. I would love to have more fire resistance. I am very scared of some of these Cerberus users, but there's not much I can do at this point. I just have to save up my resistance crystals and build them up next event. Alright, round 6, and another Chaos Rune. This is a really common lead. Losing my voice a little bit, but hopefully not too bad that I can't comment. So I might as well just use a damnation. And clear these troops. I had been toying with the idea of bringing some sort of setup where I wouldn't have an AoE, and to this day I have not successfully thought up something that I'm comfortable with. I think it's just easier to be able to clear those troops. What to do, what to do. Am I going to bleed or am I going to guard? Alright, that didn't do much, so I'm just gonna bleed. Just go the aggressive route, hopefully kill her faster. So she does have an Aegis, but definitely just at a big battle rating disadvantage against me. Alright, are we in the 6th round or the 7th round? Losing my mind now, I think it's the 7th actually. Michael W. Still haven't gotten too hard of a hitter. He does have, oh that's interesting, this is a refined iris. You don't see those amongst mages very often. So that'll be interesting. I kind of want him to get to his sylph so that I can see it. I've only fought against one of these, I think just once. He looks pretty cool actually. Much better than my flamingo squid thing. Oh, and actually takes a hit pretty well too. Maybe what I'll do is try and take some of his awakening points. I don't know about this awe thing. I mean, to really, you know, do a number on somebody's awakening points, I don't think 300 is quite enough. I think maybe 500, then maybe you're talking, but 300 is not going to stop somebody's Delphic for the most part, unless they wait a really long time. Eighth round, and finally got somebody a bit problematic. This is Phi with a Cerberus, which I thought she or he, not really sure. I'm probably gonna guess a guy. That's usually my default when it comes to Wartune. Was a Hades user before, but now using a Cerb. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. And damnation. Hopefully this time's okay, so that I can sylph and rune. Okay, so he's just using Cerberus for prelims apparently. Maybe just giving it a try. Got me with what is probably a level 9 amnesia because it took out 4 skills. But shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't think he's gonna kill me with this unless it's a big old crit, but I dodged. So, oh, a little left. Oh, must have bled him? What, do any of my skills bleed? I might have gotten a 2% bleed from my ultimate attack. First time that bleed really did much. Thinking about switching to using Damnation first, just because if they Chaos Rune me, I would rather Damnation my troops than Rain of Fire them. And maybe I'll just Fury first. And bleed him back. He probably has Fury pretty much. I'd say the vast majority of mages know to bring Fury. And he's going to Fury and I'll get the Damnation on him. I'd like to maybe heal, but it might not be worth it. I think it's just going into the Sylph will be better. Oh, Guardian Rune. Oh, and I missed my Guardian Rune. I had my thumb on the wrong rune. But, it's looking like this isn't too much of an issue. This probably... I mean, I got Phi last round, but, this is really the most tame, prelim draw I've gotten in a while. I feel like sometimes I get into prelims and, I see several people who are definitely be facing in the finals. So I'm not complaining too much, but I don't get to practice a lot. There are some people who are on servers with very competitive people in the same class as them, and I'm not in the same guild as one of our other top mages, and he's not around as much. So I don't really have anybody that I get to practice PvP with in my own server on a regular basis. So for me, sometimes it's nice to get a few tough rounds in preliminaries to be able to try some stuff out and you know, kind of get the gears rolling again, so that I'm prepared for finals. So we'll see what we'll get up next. Chili Mac. So been getting some really familiar faces, people who probably, I'm actually under the impression, slowed down caching because they tended to be in finals a lot. So should be okay here, but always good to be cautious. Let's get a blood rune out. I'm gonna just restore for once. I usually default to using Centauria, which is a skill I like quite a bit. He hasn't parried that bleed yet, so I don't know if he's planning to get to that or if he's the minority that doesn't bring Puri. And I guess he's in that minority. This should do it, unless he has illusion. Really want to know how much this MDef increase is helping me, but it's a little bit hard to tell. I maybe have to test it out one of these days, but hopefully it does something something for now. Starting up the last third of the Class Wars preliminary rounds, some of my guildies were talking about having lost to players at a much lower level than them, which is not totally uncommon. It doesn't happen to me as much. A lower level player is gonna really struggle against me, but for people in the 70s, or even just level 80 players who don't cache as much, it's very common to meet a very big cacher who's at a lower level. So just think of it as losing to someone with a lot more BR or a lot more money, and not so much about your ability or anything like that. I have no idea what skill this is because I don't know the Cerberus skills very well, but we'll see. It looks like it just reduced my PDEF. That's what that, yeah. That's what that buff usually is, or debuff really. See if I can get 2 turns in. Oh no, he's dead already. Oh, he said hi, but I missed it. Especially in prelims. Usually in group arena, I'm a little bit better about being able to see hellos, but once I get into Class Wars mode, I miss these all the time. Oh, here we go. So this is round 12, and I got somebody with a legendary Aegis like myself. So it's Pink Squid versus Pink Squid. He's taking a lot more damage from my Rain of Fire though, so probably a very big BR advantage. Don't know quite why he just thundered. He probably is used to being able to clear people's troops or something. Be my guess. But I'm just going to Damnation and Sylph. Hopefully, just push an an early win. I'm hoping for some double hits with these Sylphs, but they're pretty hard to pull off. Or at least I find them pretty difficult to pull off. I have friends who seem to get them all the time, and will try to resist being jealous. Alright, so actually with 12 wins, I'm already into preliminaries, but I'm a competitive person. I still want to win here. Oh, we got Gruntar, so this should be quite tough. He's got a 4-star epic Aegis. Let's see what I can figure out against him. I don't know what his BR is like these days, but last month it was pretty close to mine, so I'm going to assume that it's something similar now. Do a Rain of Fire and Damnation. I'll be taking him a little bit lightly at the moment. He has Meteor, which Guardian Rune isn't that helpful right now, seeing as he hasn't Sylphed, and so he's not doing that much damage. Mage is really all the damage is in the Sylph. But I don't really know what he's doing right now. Kind of an odd performance for Gruntar. He's usually a really big problem for me. He's a very good player, so I think that was just an off fight for him. I'm sure I'll see him in the finals, and he'll probably have something up his sleeve. Round 14 coming up, and I think there's only a dozen people who are going to be, well, maybe not even a handful of people are going to be undefeated up to this point. So yeah, of course I can Rose. So this is good practice, or at least I'm going to tell myself that. Always have a bit of trouble with Anne. I don't know if it's a mental state or just he's an excellent player, so see what I can cook up. I don't know if you can hear me button mashing right now, but button mashing for no apparent reason. So I'm going to auto attack and Rain of Fire. And she's going to probably amnesia me next. Yeah, call that one. Let's see what I can do. How many turns are left on this thing? Hopefully get this Guardian Rune in before the ult. Come on. What's going on? Why didn't I awaken? Alright. Well, that was frustrating. Just got my butt whooped. But, yeah, this is why people, tell me, Elia, I'm going to wager for you to get first, and I want to crawl in a hole, because there really are, 2-3 players that, it's just a complete toss-up. And Anne, I almost always lose to. I'd say maybe 1 out of every 10 fights at best, I'm going to win. Gruntar is maybe more up in the air, 50-50. So Lara, also, well, maybe 50-50, or maybe just siding with him a little bit. And Robbie, Robbie has such a huge BR advantage that I think it might be 50-50, but sometimes I can sneak a win from him. Uh, but yeah, there's just no guarantees with the wagers at all. If I'm having a really really good day and everybody else is just having a terrible day, then maybe I can win finals. All right, last fight. Oh yay, and I get Anne again. All right, let's see if I can actually sylph this time because I don't know what happened with the awakening before, and somebody's lagging, either me or her, him. Anne's definitely a guy, and I just hate Wartune, and well, not Wartune, but just gaming itself. That so many guys pick female tunes. Uh, Maybe it's me lagging. I'm pretty sure Anne's the type to where damnation is the signal for him to awaken. So I'm looking out for that right now, and I'm thinking that this time around I probably want to sylph first. So let's see if I can pull that off. Solid damnation. And he's probably going to sylph and amnesia me. So hopefully I can get some sort of skill in before he uses that amnesia. Oh, that is not the skill I wanted to use. What's going on? Maybe a DC or... Okay, well we lost Anne, and so I got to win that time. So yeah, if something like that happens, then yes, I can beat Anne, but otherwise, not so much. So that was a good prelim performance as far as record goes. I went 14-1, so I should place pretty high as far as the prelim rankings, and I'll definitely be in the finals. Prelim performance. So whatever my record in prelims is relevant to how things how the placing happens in the finals. I got like an odd comment or two last class war somehow about how my prelim performance might have affected me getting fourth place last month instead of third, and it had nothing to do with that. Anne and I had the same record. We each had 12 wins, and Anne had a higher BR, and so that's why he placed third instead of myself. So getting into the top 16 to get into Warlords Hall. So let me see if it'll say anything about. So getting into the Warlords Hall with the top 16 players is completely dependent upon BR. So it goes by points and by record and BR. To get from the prelims to the finals, and then once they set 100 players from for the finals, the top 16 in BR get put into Warlords Hall, and then the from 17 to 100 go into I think it's Warriors Hall, and so that's just how it works, and then Warriors Hall is similar to how prelims are, and Warlords Hall, we fight everybody once. It's a round robin, and so that's how that goes. So last month, Solar was the winner, and he's definitely a contender this month as well. So I think the people really fighting for the top three are Solara, Gruntar, and myself. I think DHR is definitely a possibility, and I never count out Sushi for anything because he's a sneaky little guy, and is a very creative player. He's set up for PvE things right now, but I think once he decides that he wants to beat somebody in PvP, he'll be a real issue. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, well that's prelims. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope prelims went really well for you. Congrats to everybody who made it to the finals, and also to anybody who just felt like they did well this prelims. It's always good to set a goal for yourself, and hopefully you were able to reach it or find ways to improve. So take care, you guys.